In this video, we are going to discuss about how to write the query statement used for the max function for a given problem. And we are going to use join queries also for this video. That means to write the max function, we need the join query also to link the tables and find the max values of the tables. So this video also is the continuation of the database exam DB. We have already wrote number of queries, like more than I think more than 20 to 30 queries we have wrote. So I think my viewers have got a certain idea about queries and how to write the queries and how where to apply them correctly. The keywords, we have to apply them correctly. We can write a query in many ways. In this number of videos where I discuss the queries, I have wrote in my way. You also can try another way to write the same query. A query can be written in many different ways. So without more talks, we will move to the requirement and write the queries. So requirement number 1. What is the highest mark obtained in Sinhala literature in all term examinations of all the students of class 11B? So what is the highest mark obtained in Sinhala language and literature of all term examinations of student class 11B? So we will write the query. This query is the previously written query. I will erase this or delete this query and write the new query for this above requirement. So this is my query statement for the highest marks obtained for the subject, highest marks of all students object for this obtained for the subject Sinhala language and literature and class 11B. That means the class name is 11B for the all examination terms. So here term table is not required. I have inner joined the tables student, subject and class because we need the subject name Sinhala language and literature, and the student is needed to find the number of students, not the number of students. We are finding the information from where the student table knows, so we need to inner join the student table also, and the class table because we have at the query statement class name 11B, so I have inner join the class table also. Now we will execute this query and see the result. So the max mark is 99 for the subject 11 for the subject Sinhala language and literature in the class 11D for the all examination, both first term and second term. There are only two terms in this exam marks DB database. So for the both terms, the highest marks is 99 for the subject Sinhala language and literature. So we will move on to the next requirement. What is the highest mark and subject of Sachitra Vikramasinghe's first term subjects in all subjects? They are asking the highest mark and subject of Sachitra Vikramasinghe in the term 1. That means in the first term. We will write the relevant query. I will first erase or delete the previous written query and write the new query for this requirement. So this is my query statement which I wrote for obtaining the highest mark and subject name for the student Sachitra Vikramasinghe in the term for the term first term. So here I have select the mark and subject name and inner join the subject table and the exam table because we need the subject and table for finding the subject name, and exam term table because I have given the condition exam term name equals first term. So I have wrote a subquery also for the mark to find the max mark. So this query we can find this mark and the subject name of the student Sachitra Vikramasinghe. But for the max mark, we must use this subquery for this max mark. So using this subquery, select max from student exam mark record. I have inner joined the student table and exam term table, and given the conditions Sachitra first name, last name Vikramasinghe, and term name first term. So we will execute and see the result of this query statement. So the result of this query statement is highest mark obtained in the first term by Sachitra Vikramasinghe is 85.5 for the subject Sinhala language and literature. So we will move on to the next requirement. Find the subject and mark with the highest marks obtained in mathematics and science subjects in Amanda Moser's first term examination. So we must find the subject and mark with the highest marks. Yes, we must find highest mark of Amanda Moses in the first term examination for the subject mathematics and science. So we will write the relevant query. I will erase the previous query and write the new query for the new requirement. So I will write the query here. Sorry, I skipped the requirement. I skipped this requirement. Find the mark. Find the name and mark of the students who scored between 70 and 90 marks in the mathematics subject in the first term examination. I skipped and went to the requirement 4. So I will fulfill requirement 3 and go to requirement 4. So we will find the name and mark of the students who scored 70 and 90 between 70 and 90 in the subject mathematics in first term examination. So I will write the query here. So this is the query statement to find the first name and mark of the students who wrote the subject mathematics in the first term, and the mark must be between 70 and 90. Here I have inner join the table student, subject and exam term, because I have given we need to find the student details, so I have inner join the student. And for subject I have given the subject name condition, so we need to inner join the subject table. For the exam term I have given the condition exam term name, so I have inner join the exam term table. So we will execute this query and see the result. So this is the result who obtained between 70 and 90 for the subject mathematics in the first term examination. Now we will move on to the next requirement. Find the subject and mark with the highest marks obtained in mathematics and science subjects in Amanda Moses first term examination. So we will find this also. I will erase this query statement and write the new query statement for this requirement. There's an error in this question. We must find the subject and marks of we need to find the subject the marks of the mathematics and science subject of Amanda Roses in the first term examination. There is a grammar mistake with this question. Oh, I think error in this question. So we need to find Amanda Moses. She is the one who scored the highest mark in the first term for the subject mathematics and science. That's what only they have mentioned here. So we already know she scored the highest mark. So we need just to find her marks of the relevant subject. So I have write this is my query statement to find the subject name and mark. Where first name is Amanda, last name is Moses, and the term name first term, and the subject name mathematics and science. We need to find both the subjects now. This is a special mention when we are mentioning same values when we are retrieving same values from a same from the same different values from the same column. Now the mathematics and science belong to the column subject name, no? So when we are retrieving data like that, we must mention in and with mention the data mention the data within a bracket, or else you may face errors. When we are always remember, when we are retrieving data from the same column, the data can be different, but when we are retrieving from the same column, now subject, in the subject name column there is mathematics and science. Then when we are retrieving the data of those, we must mention when we are giving the condition, we must mention within the in and within the brackets. So we will execute this query and see the results. The subject name for mathematics, she scored 90 marks, and for the science she scored 75 marks. So that's for this requirement, and we will move to the last requirement. Madhara Vanasekara find the highest marks in mathematics and science and Sinhala language and literature in the second term examination. We need to find the highest marks. uh, uh, we can edit this. Wait, I will edit. So here I edited the first name with Madharas, last name Vanasekara, and I edited the term name as second term, and the subject name I added Sinhala language and literature also with the subjects mathematics and science. So other procedures are same as the we did for the requirement number 4. So we will execute the query and see the results. Sorry, we need to find the max mark. No, we don't need to find the subject name. Okay. I have given this select max marks query and given mark, and from I have inner joined the subject table, student table, and exam term table. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.